Hi, I'm back with the second video in this series on ideas. This is Dan Nichols, author of 8 Degrees of Separation and a strategic business planning system, Lemonade Stand Simple, with some more ideas on the nature and process of generating great ideas. I personally feel possessed at times by a compulsion that persists, with one idea after another. As I shared in video 1, I'm a junkie. My drug of choice? Ideas. So new ideas are great, but when it comes to business, it is easier to take something already out there and make it better or different. It's easier to fill a need that's already there in an industry that already exists than it is to create a brand new one. Sure, you can blaze a new path, but keep in mind that, like the early American pioneers, the trip won't be easy. How can you spot what's missing and what is already there? Well, I like to look at mom and pop industries. There you can see if you can find what it is about them that their customers love, and what is it about these industries that their customers could certainly do without. I'll give you an example. A business consulting client of mine, about 10 years ago, started a mobile disc jockey business. He first asked his customers, what was it, very simply, what is it that you want in a DJ service? And what is it that you know you don't want? And then he simply set out to deliver on those needs. Eventually, he had 20 DJs working for his company. Now, a decade later, he's added video and photography and has truly decimated the competition. He delivers a lot for the money because he found a way to do just that and still be very profitable in a down economy, while many vendors who decided they were going to stick to doing everything the old way are going out of business, and his sales have continued to rise. So in this exploration on ideas and how to get them, I'd simply challenge you in your quest for that perfect idea to look at existing ways of doing business in many different markets, and then look for ways to improve on the baseline, giving people more of what they really want. And there is no need here to reinvent the wheel. Just look for ways to grease it. Look for ways to do it just a little bit different. Another method is to look at something that's been done the same way for a really long time. Now, this steps into inventing territory at some level, but it's part of the idea province. Is there something inefficient, unnecessary, or maybe even unwanted by the buying public about the process or the product that you're considering? Is there a way to improve the look, the feel, the smell, the taste, the weight, or the size? Is part of the way it's currently being done or built unnecessary, inefficient, or wasteful? Know that when you ask yourself the who, what, when, where, why, how, and is, that at any point in time you open yourself up to an idea. Good musicians ask themselves this question every time they hear a piece of music. Funny people ask themselves, what's funny about this situation right here, right now? Humor is a great example, because funny people have been hardwired. They've actually hardwired their own brains to that question about what it is that is funny about this particular experience right here and now. The more refined that question is, the higher quality their humor will be. Good ideators have refined their thinking process to recognize what is not, and then see the gap lying in, then see the idea lying in the gap. Whether you're examining things like manufacturing processes or stuff like paper clips, mouse traps, car doors, plumbing systems, and things like that, you have to know they're there because somebody improved on an idea, on an existing idea. Someone asked themselves that question. What could they do to make it better? Or, and again, in some cases, just different. Therefore, appealing to a different market that still wants the same thing. They just don't want it delivered in the same old way. Examine businesses that have been wildly successful in a previously established market and look at what they did differently that made their success possible. Walmart came along and reinvented the way retail was done. They aggressively negotiated deals direct with manufacturers, reducing their profit margins considerably. And then they passed those savings, most of the time, onto the consumers. Sam's Club, in a similar move, decided if they could buy bigger quantities from these manufacturers, they could sell customers bigger quantities as well as offering more for less if you were willing as a consumer to store more. In addition, they eliminated the expense of touching it at the warehouse level twice and then moving it to the retail front. That was a huge savings for the consumer and the retailer. They changed the way it was done. They changed the whole logistics games. There's college courses on how Walmart changed that game. Can you think of a business or product and see a way to improve on it simply by making it better or different? Look to something you know. Do you see any untapped possibilities? Do you? Think about it. Look around. Something that you really want to do or are interested in. Until next time, this is America's Business Launch Expert, Dan Nichols of BusinessLaunchExpert.com. Thank you, and go out there and think up some great ideas.